Yo, welcome everybody back to the JV Sports Room. It's your host, JDino, the other half of the team behind the scenes, my man Vince.
Yeah.
We're back with a brand new episode. Got a new guest, slew of new topics. As usual, I'd like to welcome from the Kobe Corner, Niners fan, Lakers fan, J Money in the house.
You already know.
Welcome back to the show, J Money.
Yes, sir.
Told you we got a heavyweight battle this week. So in the other corner, it's only right that the week of Veterans Day, we bring in a special guest, known for formerly slinging tacklers out the way, trying to get to the quarterback, slinging weights in high school. Nowadays, he's slinging people on the fantasy turf. Multi-league, multi-year, multi-sport, fantasy football and basketball champion. I'd like to welcome to the show my man, Big J.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I feel like I'm in a foreign territory with all this blue around. You see what it is, fly, Eagles, fly all day. But yeah, you know, Veterans Day is tomorrow. I'm a veteran, 40 years in the United States Army.
Respect for yourself.
Respect, sir.
You know, thank you guys for having me, and let's get into these topics.
Let's do it,
man. So yeah, tell us a little about your team. You said you you're an Eagles fan.
Eagles fan, fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Now, hey, can we get this guy that Jake?
We're not doing this.
We got this nice blue, not Giants. You could look at it as like a throwback Magic if you like. All right, can we get you this hat? It's a gift from JV Sports.
I respect the show, JV Sports.
Join the show. Join the team, baby.
We'll do this the right way, I guess. Out of respect for the show.
As always, a JV Sports Kids official.
Appreciate
I see
it. I like, just joshing over here. Hey, tell us a little more about these Eagles. How you feel about the Eagles? They contenders at all? I mean,
Philadelphia Eagles, 2021, man. It's been a roller coaster ride. I feel like, and I've said this from the beginning of the season, we'll go as far as Jalen Hurts takes us.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of a run game, we know that. But we've shown when Jalen Hurts plays well, we can contend with anybody. And I truly believe that. It's not just me being a Bice fan. I truly believe we can contend with anybody. But we need consistent play from Jalen Hurts. We need more weapons to step up, whether it's Jalen Reagor on the outside. Quest Watkins has had some splashes, but we need more weapons to step up. Devontae Smith had a great game this past week.
Can y'all do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you please give my boy Gainwell some snaps?
Kenny G. Kenny G.
Unleash Gainwell, man. I mean, come on, man. I get Jordan Howard come back there, but when I saw Miles coming out, I was like, oh, it's about to be Gainwell season. But
hey, man,
what's going on?
He scored this past week, didn't he?
he did, but he barely touched the ball. He had 2 carries for 3 yards and a touchdown.
It was the Jordan Howard show.
It was
the last 2 weeks.
I mean, can we give some respect to Jordan Howard? He knows he knows his land, right? He knows his territory.
In the system, he knows what he is. Boston Scott had some run, but yeah, I know. I do agree. Kenny Gainwell does need a little bit more run. He gives you that dual threat aspect, run the ball, receive the ball.
Which he had 0 targets in the passing game this week as well.
That was.
I said coming into this rookie season that Kenny Gainwell got better hands than half of these rookie wide receivers coming into this year.
Yeah,
it could be. I mean, I truly believe. I just think the game plan was just try to pound the ball, keep the ball keep it out of the quarterback's hands. Keep the ball. Hold the clock. But it was a close game. We probably should have won it, but they ended up taking it at the end.
So you said you guys key piece you think you're missing is a run game. So I mean,
it's a consistent run game.
Yeah, okay.
Consistent run game. Miles Sanders, even before the injury,
they weren't really giving the ball.
They weren't really giving them the ball.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's coaching, game plan, or
and it's got to be coaching at this point in time because last week they won, right? They won after they handed the ball off to Boston Scott and Howard the entire game. Yeah, they got to win. I mean, you see the piece that you need. Why not use it a little more?
I agree. Nick Sirianni, the head coach, it's been up and down, man. It's been up and down. He's still young. He's a rookie head coach. Still trying to learn his way, get his footing. But I think give him some time. Like I said, I think we can compete with anybody. We'll see this week. We got a big matchup. With Denver, and we all saw what Denver did.
Yeah, we saw what they did. As a matter of fact, that brings us to our really big first topic is that NFC East. All right, we'll start with the way Denver pounded on the Cowboys. Tell me about that. I mean, they ran the ball all over them, didn't they?
You know, I've been speaking real loud about them boys trying to make a push and kind of be that team being playoffs that can make some real serious noise.
Yikes.
They sliding away in the Super Bowl, right? You know, you've seen the previous videos, but yeah, Broncos coming into Dallas. All I gotta say is Tim Patrick going to the Stars. Like, the disrespect, man. Like,
The disrespect.
Two first name Tim Patrick, huh?
Oh man, but really it was the run game. If you ask me, they handed the ball off between Melvin and Javonte, total of 30 times, and they went for almost 200 yards combined.
The boy Javonte was a bulldozer.
We definitely gonna talk Javonte.
The boy Javonte, he was a bulldozer, and you know Melvin, he's still getting it done. He's still effective, right? So, you know, did we find the Cowboys' weakness at this point in time? I mean, is that safe to say?
I think it was poor game planning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think it's and across the landscape of the league this past week, it was, and we're definitely going to talk about some other matchups, but it was just a weird week with teams that we thought were going to win, lost, teams we thought were going to lose, were winning. I think it was just, it's NFL season, was it 17 games now?
Yeah, we about halfway through.
There's going to be some of those games. I still think, I mean, as I'm an Eagles fan, die hard, been for years. I still think, I mean, it hurts me to say this, but the Dallas Cowboys are still probably the best team in the NFC East.
Hold on. It was no fluke that the Giants beat the Raiders. All right, come on. Can we not do that in here? The Giants ran all over the Raiders. I mean, I had to give a shout out to my Uncle Alfie. You know, he it was a tough game. It was good. It was, you know, but defense came through for us. And, you know, thanks for playing. You know, you guys kept it close. It was a good game. Hey, but, you know, the Raiders. I mean, was that a Raiders loss or a Giants win? Don't tell me it was a Raiders loss. The Giants won.
I think it's a Giants win. I think up to this point of the season, I mean, the Raiders, probably any organization in the league, has been through some things. You know, as far as mental toughness, I still give it to them. You know, they came out on the field, you know, and they continue going to things with the Arnett news recently. It's just insane, man, what that organization's been going through, that it could easily break a team. But, you know, I think when you show mental toughness, when you speak on mental toughness right now, I think you got to give it to the Raiders on that level.
I mean, you know, lose your head coach, you lose horrifically, but you lose your, you know,
a top
number
receiver.
one wide receiver, Henry Ruggs, who was a first-round pick. And then the same draft class, the other first-round pick, Damon Arnett, gone. I mean, they show resiliency. I still like the Raiders, man. That AFC West is they're definitely going to talk. We'll talk that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Raiders a little later. But, I mean, so the Giants get a big win. Cowboys get ran all over.
Yeah.
We talked about the Eagles. I mean, how do you guys feel about the Redskins? I mean, at this point in time, you know.
Washington football.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. We're going to do that for a while, too, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hey, the Washington football team. The defense doesn't seem to be, you know, coming to play like we expected them to, right? You know, that front seven was first couple games, you could call them elite, right? And now, what's going on?
Coming into the season, the strength of the Washington football team, hands down, I think we all can agree, was going to be that defense. Great. With Chase Young, Sweat, you know, on the inside, on the outside edges, you know, but they haven't played to their expectations at all. You know, that defense is honestly one of the reasons why they're losing games.
Right, exactly.
You know?
To be fair, Heineke's getting it done, right? Terry McLaurin is looking like a top 5 receiver almost at this point in time.
Yep.
They're looking good on offense.
I mean,
how do you feel about them?
You lose Ryan Fitzpatrick early in the season.
Yep.
And you think it's all over, but like you said,
young Tennessee rookie wide receiver Diami's been banged up.
Yep.
I think Gibson, you know, he showed some resilience in some of his games, but he hasn't really been consistent. On that note, can we get the DC-born area native Jared Patterson on the field a little more, please?
You've been on Jared Patterson all
Can we get him on the field? Can flip this season, right? I mean, I don't see why not. Gibson's not performing up
to par at this point. He want to put in that work.
He does. I do like Jared Patterson, but it's still the Antonio Gibson, JDino.
They get Logan Thomas back this week.
And they get Logan Thomas back.
They do.
That is good. That's the big addition. Even though Ricky Seals-Jones has played well.
Yeah, he's
played well.
helped
But Logan Thomas is definitely a game changer at tight position. But like I said earlier, I still think, and it hurts me to say it as an Eagles fan, but yes, I still think the Dallas Cowboys are the team to beat.
Favorite, if you will. They're
no disrespect. No disrespect. But
no disrespect to the Eagles, right?
I would have
There's a couple NFC East fans.
They got Michael Gallup back this week.
Michael Gallup back.
But on the G, man, I want to sleep on it, man. If you guys can get some of your healthy on the offensive side, get some of those bigger pieces back, get Barkley back. I mean, because you guys made some real low-key additions on the defensive side.
We can't stay healthy to save our lives.
Yeah.
I mean, Barkley's been out over half the season. Where's Sterling Shepard out again?
Yeah, and I was hoping to see more
Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton, where's he been? He was Daniel Jones' favorite target coming into the season.
Sure.
So where's he been? Getting no work. Kenny Galladay, he's been in and out of the lineup as well. Like, what's going on with the training staff at this point in time, keeping these guys healthy? If you ask me.
8-9 million y'all getting? I haven't seen much of that money.
I don't know. But that NFC East is shaking out. But I mean, I think it's safe to say that the Cowboys are the favorite at this point in time. They were part of, one of the surprise games this week. There was a few other surprise games I'd like to touch on. The Cardinals getting a big division win without Kyler, without Nuke, without JJ. I'm sorry to say it, man. What's going on over there in San Fran?
And they lost Chase Edmonds.
Oh, and they lost Chase Edmonds.
James Conner over here looking like #1 back in the league against us last week. I mean, he had a heck of a game, all due respect to him.
3 touchdowns.
But, coming to the game, man, all right, we're 3-4, one game behind 500. No Kyler, no Nuke,
Did they underestimate that?
I believe so, but at the same time, I've always had questions about secondary a lot. So, and the deficiencies we have on defense, our front is, is straight, but they just, man, I was disappointed, man. How we lose in that situation where we got to win, knowing that we can come back to 500 and
it was almost a must win.
Yeah,
right?
knowing the rest of the NFC field, I've been preaching this for a while that the NFC West, knowing the entire NFC and what's going on with the records, if you look at it, it could be 3 teams going to the playoffs out of that conference.
Right, absolutely right.
So, and that was just a big loss. Now we're 3-5.
And here's something I'm gonna bring up.
What's up?
With Jimmy Garoppolo, 49ers are a good team. They're a good team. But there's a quarterback on that roster that I think if was inputted into that starting lineup can take a good team, be a great team.
Hey, Trey.
Where's Trey Lance, man? What are we doing?
That's our future right there.
You trade up all this draft capital, future draft capital, to move up, to take your guy. You had your option.
Here's the thing. We cannot trade Jimmy for nothing. They, all the rumors, it wasn't rumors, they were trying.
But who want that contract?
24 mil. Who's going to take that contract?
Who wants that contract?
Who's going to take that contract, right? And to me, I just feel that on that note, they're trying to get the most out of it. Let Trey hold the clipboard. I mean, I think there's going to be a time where if an injury comes, you're going to see Trey on there. But if Jimmy shows a slew of bad games, which he hasn't been playing bad.
Yeah.
He has
2 games, he's been pretty.
2 weeks ago, I think it was a rough go.
I think you touched on it. It's more the defense than the offense. He got his boy Kittle back last week, so he had a very effective.
And we've been searching for who's really going to be the top dog in the run game. Elijah's been, he's been holding it down. But I just think the Niners, if we don't feel that we're a team that's going to take the ship, then let Trey hold the clipboard. And like I said in previous shows, kind of like what the Chiefs did with Mahomes, and let him learn the game from the side. Let the game slow down just a little bit for him. That if an injury comes down, he got to go on the field. I mean, you saw when he played a few weeks back when he got hurt. The dude's got a running back mentality when he wants that ball.
He was electric.
Yeah, but I thought he was about to be broke up when he tried in the goal line position and got crushed right there in the one. Yep. I was like, here we go. Now we just lost.
Be careful.
He bounced back up. And I just think that's why let the game slow down and let them talk to him in those certain situations when you're here again. What to do next.
Sounds like a lot of disappointment coming from that Niners fan over there. I think you touched on it. It's more the defense than the offense, but it was definitely one of the surprise games this week, man. Another surprise game that I don't know, where did these Titans come from at this point in time? They beat the Rams. I mean, without Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
The one team that we were saying looked like could be a Super Bowl contender takes a big L to a team without their running game at home.
It all goes down to that defense, man. That Titans defense. There's not, big name guys. You don't hear all these guys but with Mike Vrabel, who's coming up under Bill Belichick and learning from him. That defense is stepped up. Did what they had to do. They knew they were out with their number one running back. They get Adrian Peterson back.
He got a touchdown too, by the way. Adrian got in the end zone.
It's funny because I'm watching Sunday and I'm like, man, is it 2016? We got Jordan Howard going on. We got
Adrian Peterson. Le'Veon Bell got a touchdown.
Devontae Freeman got a touchdown.
Wait, what's going on?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Rewind the time a little bit.
Let's give respect on that defense.
So that was more of a Titans win than a Rams loss. I mean, the Rams weren't struggling at all in that game. You don't think, do you?
Well, I think Stafford needs that game check. He needs that right now because his guys been playing off the hook this season.
MVP level, man. MVP level by the staff.
He needs that. A lot of football left.
Yeah, I agree. Another big MVP candidate that took an ugly loss this week. What happened to Josh Allen? They face planted against the Jags. What?
Hey, them Jaguars, boy. Jacksonville, Josh Allen.
I mean, they had no Trevor Lawrence either, right? He got hurt in the game as well.
He left the game. I think he came back. He ended up coming back.
The real Josh Allen was on defense.
Hey,
that's a fact. They don't mention that often.
And the interception. Like I said earlier, man, this week, I think you could just chalk this week up as one of those funky weeks.
And we got 17 games in the season. Right around week 9 is mid-season. That's that bye week for everybody almost, huh?
Yeah. It's funky week. Jacksonville's not better than the Bills. I think we all gonna agree.
I agree. They won't do that in the playoffs, right? No. If the Jags even,
I still like Josh Allen as a MVP candidate for sure. I like the Bills definitely going into the second half of the season.
How about Urban Meyer celebrating over there like he just won?
Urban Meyer. He's going to try to hype his team up right?
I think that.
Number one hype man over there in Jacksonville.
Take what he can get in Jacksonville.
Probably came to that week, not think he was going to win. Who knows?
But I'll take it as an Eagles fan. We do have the Miami Dolphins first round pick. So as long as Jacksonville wins and Miami loses, I'll take it.
Win any way you can, huh, Philly fan?
Any way we can get it.
So, I mean, the Rams, Stafford, he's an MVP candidate. He took an ugly loss. Josh Allen took an ugly loss. Does that affect any of their MVP candidacy at this point in time? I mean, it looks like Lamar is still doing his thing over there, right? Can we touch on Lamar a little bit, or you guys want to tell me your MVP candidate? Who you got?
I still definitely have Lamar up in that upper echelon, man. Lamar,
he's getting it done.
And the Ravens, yes, they are getting it done. Another close, nail-biting week. I had a couple weeks ago against Detroit with that record-setting field goal. Lamar's definitely at the top, man. I think he's at the top, and the Rams team the Ravens team is definitely a team to contend second half of the season for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple people out there. We're halfway through the season, so right now at that race, I still ain't not going to rule out Kyler. I know he didn't play last week, but now with the way the Rams is built, I think what can really change that setting if the Cardinals end up pulling out first in the NFC West, then that can actually make a strong case for him as far as what he did for that team.
Yep.
But the Rams got weapons. I mean, I think you mentioned something on some conversation we was having about there's another cat on the Rams team that can get into that conversation.
Cooper Kupp, man.
Cooper Kupp. It's not often to see a wide receiver in the MVP conversation, but he's doing his thing over there.
He's on pace for some crazy numbers. I'm not exactly sure what the numbers are, but the numbers are crazy.
Yeah.
He's on pace for.
So we like Cooper Kupp, not over Lamar though. Lamar the favorite at this point in time?
Yeah, I would agree.
Lamar, the number one in the division right now. And I don't see anything changing that
Yeah.
It does look like he's, running away with the division, if you will. Pittsburgh got a good win against Chicago on Monday night.
That was a little game.
But Cleveland kind of flipped the script and knocked gave Cincy a nice shot this week as well. We talked about their confidence last week on the show. Cincy, that's 2 losses in a row at this point in time to teams that they were the favorite against.
Yeah, man.
What's going on with Cincy right about now? I mean, is it their rookie wall? Is Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase hitting that rookie wall right about now? Joe Burrow didn't play a full season last year. So, I mean, what's going on in Cincy right about now, guys?
Could be a little bit of both, man. Could be a little bit of that. It could also be a little bit of that Cleveland Browns defense, man.
Denzel Ward.
Myles Garrett.
They got some boys back there. Yeah. So, and they were getting after Joe Burrow. They were definitely getting after Joe Burrow. But with Cincinnati, like I said, they were number 1 in the division, but that loss takes them down to, I think, number 3 now.
Yeah, because they're behind Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Cincy's defense, I guess maybe Cincy, what they need to do is probably slow the offensive side down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Win that time possession game.
Yeah.
Because their defense can't keep up with the way they moving that ball and how they really want to play.
Right. Yeah.
Them boys want to shoot out.
Yeah, no, 100%. I still, I like what they're doing over there in Cincinnati, though. Yeah. I do like that offense. I think coming into the season on the fantasy aspect, I think we kind of undersold the Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow connection from college.
That chemistry is really
seamless. And I know we're going to get into, some rookies, the upcoming rookies and Rookie of the Year topic. And it's hard to say that Jamar Chase is not top of that list.
I mean, we'll get into that, but I like the way you guys mentioned Cleveland and that Myles Garrett. Is he running away with that Defensive Player of the Year? I mean, let's talk about Defensive Player at this point, team. Let's flip it to the other side.
Yeah, I think so. I think what was it, Halloween when he came out with the Grim Reaper and all the quarterbacks he sacked on the back. I thought that was pretty.
That was dope.
Yeah. But yeah, Myles Garrett, man. I know you got a guy that you definitely want to expound on. But
I'm gonna stick to my boy, man. To what Trayvon.
You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. Yeah. Trayvon Diggs is putting the league on notice.
There you go. You did it for me, man.
I got you.
I feel you though. He's putting the league on notice, man. He's putting the league on notice. I mean, he held Sutton down last week. He held Justin Jefferson down the week before. Yep. I mean, he's not getting interceptions, but he held them down. Yep. Justin Jefferson was averaging 90 yards a game up until he saw him two catches for 27 yards. Sutton, I saw the points he got from me on my bench. I benched him, so I was like, man, he playing Diggs. I ain't messing with him.
You almost got to start benching wide receivers against Diggs.
Yo, you got to get respect. And on top of what they doing, before you even say something, and we can touch that topic after you think on the defensive side, who's probably up there play, as far as the MVP. But they also possibly have the Rookie of the Year on the defensive side, Micah.
Don't forget about Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs.
Real quick, though, who you think defensive?
I mean, I'm not going with Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, it's tough to bet against him at this point in time.
At the same time, we can't write off Aaron Donald, man. We got to keep him in there.
Donald. Speaking of the Rams, man, they just added Von Miller to the mix.
Yeah, we did touch on that last week. He didn't play this week, but I mean, that addition to the Aaron Donald and already the Rams defense, like what?
Jalen Ramsey.
What you think about that, man? I mean, that could give Aaron Donald a whole lot of single coverage on the left side and really get to the quarterback a lot more. I can see Aaron Donald's sack numbers shooting up, right?
Absolutely. Can't double all of them. Can't double team all of them.
Exactly.
If I'm Jalen Ramsey, it's Christmas to me to see Von Miller and Aaron Donald up front. I appreciate y'all.
Oh man, they gonna put some pressure on the quarterback, huh?
Yeah.
Man, and Jalen's already all over the field.
Hey,
I mean,
come on.
Let's not count him out in Defensive Player of the Year as well, right? I mean, hey, hold on, he's in the conversation.
Throw him in there.
You could possibly have 3 players in the conversation by the end of the year, right?
Absolutely.
In the Rams, huh?
I mean, and like I said, with the Titans defense, if Kevin Bird keeps up what he's doing, he'll get it voted to. I don't know if he'll take it, but he's got 5 interceptions.
Yeah, because Von Miller's got 4.5 sacks, and another one that's going to begin, he's not going to be getting doubled anymore. So you can see his numbers shooting up just what?
I love
the Rams defense is scary at this point in time. Let's just say. we touched on the defensive player of the year. I heard you mention it a little bit earlier. I know you want to get into it, man. Is Jamar Chase the rookie of the year? What's up, man?
Jamar Chase took the league by the throat and is strangling
From
the league.
game one, right?
Man, going into in the preseason, everything was talking about his drops and is he good? Is the year that he missed of college affected? Man, Jamar Chase, hands down, rookie of the year. It's not even close.
I mean, it's almost like he's not a rookie, though. You know, the chemistry him and Burrow had, right?
And that's, like I mentioned earlier, that
makes
chemistry,
a huge difference.
Yeah, that chemistry, I think we kind of undersold it going into the season. That's a real thing, you know. They college teammates, now NFL teammates, and he looks like he's been in the league for 10 years, man.
I mean, are we going to just straight right off what could be a second half push from Javonte Williams, though? I mean, you mentioned him earlier, how he was finding holes, and, you know, I mean, he goes 9 yards, 10 yards a carry this week.
I love Javonte Williams, man. I think he leads the league in missed tackles, and I love Javonte Williams.
He's 36, and he's actually tied with Chuck.
Yeah, that's
and he's not even getting those snaps.
Yeah, and he's not a full-time back. So, do I think now Javonte Williams is great? Yes, but Melvin Gordon is still a factor in that offense, as we saw this past week. But definitely second half of the season in fantasy, go get Javonte Williams. In Dynasty, go get Javonte Williams.
I got him last week.
Smart move.
Yeah. Just but, you know, on some offensive rookie of the year, man, I'm actually going to go left with this. You know, I think the Chargers had a big addition with their left tackle, Rashawn Slater. He's really been holding it down for Justin Herbert. You know, I mean, it's, you know, what Justin's been doing this season has been, you know, he's been consistent. He showed last year was no fluke. And that protection showed that he needed that protection on the blind side. And that was a straight commitment by the Chargers of what they're trying to do long term for this. So, I mean, don't be surprised if that name slides up in there.
Rashawn Slater fell to them in the draft. Man. Just fell. Perfect situation.
Hey, that's a gift.
Perfect situation.
Another name that we might watch out for the second half of the season. We saw a little splash of him this week, man. What's up with Rashard Bateman? You like Rashard Bateman? I mean, Lamar likes him. Him and Hollywood are making a great duo out there, man.
He gives you a little bit more. I mean, Hollywood is known for the speed, known for taking the top off of the defense.
Route technician.
But man, Rashad Bateman gives you some wiggle. He gives you some in the middle of the field contested catches. Jump ball catches.
Almost looks like a little Odell, right? You know,
Odell. A little Keenan Allen route around him.
20 targets. 12 receptions, 137 yards, I believe, in the last 2 weeks. That breakout's coming.
He was coming.
You got to watch out for Rashard Bateman in the second half of the season.
For sure.
But I tell you what, if the Jets had Mike White, obviously, he's really been bringing Elijah Moore out there. They can get if they can really get some consistency.
I like that. That's a sneak name there. I like that one. Okay, I like Elijah Moore.
On this, I know DK and AJ watching the young man do his thing. They're like, all right.
You made mention of Elijah last week, and he heard you. Doubled up his touchdowns this week, right? Okay, I like Elijah Moore. Rashard Bateman, Javonte Williams, but I think Jamar Chase is kind of running away with it. We can say safe right now.
None of the quarterbacks have really.
I think if you ask me, most of the quarterbacks have taken a step off the radar.
That's what I said. The only person that's really found himself is Fields.
Mac Jones is playing well.
Mac Jones is playing well. Consistent.
He's consistent. But Fields, I think he's probably right now. I mean, obviously, we haven't seen what our boy Trey can do. We got him doing the clipboard work. But, Fields, right now, I mean, from QB position, he's probably got a higher upside if he really could put it together.
No, I like that. I mean, watch out for maybe Allen Robinson in the second half of the season. We might get some good games out of him. Darnell Mooney had a big game this week.
Yep.
Well, they said something about Mooney, right? And why Fields has been really looking towards him because it's the reps that they put in together. He said why, he had a rough start that Mooney was the one that was staying with him late, coming in early, staying with him late, and just running the routes, and that's how they built that chemistry and relationship. That
you see it.
He knows when it's about to break in his cut. He knows when to throw that junk. You know what I mean? So reps are important.
Oh yeah, I agree. You touched on a couple of big names that could be making a lot of impact on fantasy teams. Rashard Bateman, Elijah Moore. Any of these guys on your fantasy team? You want to tell us a little bit about your fantasy team? I'm sure you got a few fantasy teams.
I got a couple.
Holler at me about a couple important ones, man.
It's been a journey. I got a couple dynasty leagues that we all pretty much share. Certain teams and a couple of them are. One of them is a rebuild. I'm trying to rebuild and rekindle some fire and some flame. And there's another one that I'm a contender, and one of the big losses for me was Russell Wilson. Losing Russell Wilson
he'll be back.
Kind of set me back, but I think he's coming back this week.
Yeah, we touched on it last week with Rudy. They're gonna bring him back. I mean, how do you feel about that situation?
I think so, man. I think they have to. I think they have to bring him back. They're still not out of it. They got a long road ahead, but I still think with Russell Wilson, we all seen with the chemistry with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. We see what happens with Chris Carson.
I think this week helped a lot, right? As far as a lot of these playoff wildcard spots, a lot of teams took a step back. There was a lot of losses we didn't expect. So I think it, I said last week, we'll see how, Russ and Seattle approaches it after the bye. And I think because of a lot of these losses, I think they'll get them back on the field. I don't see why not.
No, you can't.
I mean, he rushed it. He didn't rush it, but he got back. It got back quick. There was a lot of key losses. They could still make the playoffs.
Yep.
I tell you what, though. Tyler Lockett, can't wait for him to get back.
Oh, I can't. In the league, I have Russ and Tyler.
Yeah,
I'm feeling the effects from both, man. I can't.
I know. Personally, I'm a DK Metcalf owner, and I can't wait for Russ to get back myself, man.
At least Gino's able to find DK.
A little bit.
He can't find Tyler.
So you got a mid-season MVP on your fantasy team that you like?
Mid-season MVP, Cordero Patterson.
Wow. Where did he come from? Where did Cordero Patterson come from?
I picked him up and dropped him in the last 6-7 years.
Cordero Patterson.
You want to do something for me?
Holding me down in one of my leagues, man. Cordero Patterson. I mean, I call him the poor man's Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he gives you the rushing, he gives you the receiving. I mean, last week he doesn't give you the rushing, but he ends up with 120-something receiving yards.
Who's good?
Cordero Patterson. I was trying to sell him, and y'all wasn't.
I mean, is Cordero Patterson? Is he still a good play going forward? Is you gonna hold on to him in any of your leagues for your playoff pushes?
Absolutely, man. With the unfortunate news with Calvin Ridley, we just got last week, man. Shouts out to Calvin Ridley, man. Hold your head.
Sure.
With no Calvin Ridley. Kyle Pitts taking the middle of the field. Mike Davis, no man's land. He hasn't given me no production. Absolutely, man. Fire up Cordero Patterson for the rest of the year. Start him at wide receiver. Start him at running back.
Wherever they let you, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Throw him in there, man.
That's a great player. That's a great play to have during your bye weeks for the other players. Because he do eligibility.
That's my fantasy MVP, man. Cordero Patterson.
Okay, I like that. Sleeper / MVP, right? He came out of nowhere, right?
Oh, yeah.
So another big name that could affect some fantasy teams going forward, depending where he lands. What's going on with Odell Beckham nowadays?
Odell. Hey, we're hearing
Green Bay chatter? Hey.
Green Bay chatter, man.
Yeah, nice pick, huh?
Green Bay chatter. It's finally the Green Bay Packers organization is finally probably looking over their shoulder after last week with Jordan Love and saying, we might need to get Aaron Rodgers some love.
Trying to keep him around.
Coddle him up a little bit.
After all this noise that they, him having Green Bay as his favorite, Packers organization has not shown any commitment in the last, I don't know how many off seasons of free agency to give him another weapon.
They really haven't.
They can't.
ESPN just reported Chiefs, Packers, and Saints on his top 3 picks.
Well, I did say the Chiefs back there.
Packers and Saints are the top 3.
That's good.
And I believe they said Green Bay was at the top of the priority list, right?
But on that note, though, Green Bay, I think right now the organization, if they messed this up, man, they got to show that commitment.
Messed it up, man.
Yeah,
they should have signed him the minute he cleared waivers.
They should have put the bid in. If you ask me, at this point, I just don't get it. So by
he's telling them that they're number one on his priority list.
So by showing him a commitment that you want to give him weapons, he's like, well, let's go bring Randall Cobb back. That's the best you can do. Come on. So many free agent wide receivers in the last so many years I've been saying
So many
that
draft
they had
picks.
targeted so many draft picks. You know, you think when they took Jordan Love in that
Trade
first
up,
round.
Jordan Love,
Yeah.
and the next pick, second
Was
round
that the
pick,
year?
is
That's the
AJ
year.
Dillon.
Sleeping on all these receivers,
that's the year.
passing on them. Not getting Aaron Rodgers any
Odell,
help.
man. Odell, and also another one is, I don't know if Seattle wasn't on that list, but I know Pete Carroll was throwing out, some little, hints that we'll see as far as Odell going to Seattle. But I definitely like Green Bay, man, with Devontae Adams, Odell Beckham, Randall Cobb. You could be looking at some, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, Devontae
Old
Adams.
Green Bay.
Old Green Bay vibe.
I like it. I like it.
Tanya too, but I can't. How long did you lose him?
They losing for the season.
The season?
Mhm.
Yeah, they need that addition. I mean, then you got Aaron Jones would be excited for that.
Yeah. Oh man, that would open up so much
We
room
keep
for
talking
Aaron
about
Rodgers.
Rodgers. Think about what Aaron Jones could do. I mean, AJ Dillon's been playing well. That's good too. But I mean,
I think this last week you chalk it up as Jordan Love factor. I mean, they can't get anything going.
That's a fact.
I mean, I think we already knew that.
So I know personally, Aaron Jones is one of your head horses in your team.
That's
man.
my dog. Man. Day one. That's day one.
Day one.
He holding you down in fantasy, Jay?
Yeah, that's day
Jay
one.
Money?
Yeah, he's holding it down for me, man. Chubb's been holding it down. He's been playing well. I mean, he's got COVID this week, so hopefully everything's well with him. But, shoot, I mean, the rest saw, I got Connor in 3 leagues. So after what he did to my squad, I might be running him the next few weeks here while chasing him.
Chase Edmonds,
Hey, fire up James Conner.
Fire up James Conner. But, I did trade away Cup in one league before the season started, but I got him in another.
Hold your head, fam.
I got him in another though, you know what I mean? So, but he's been holding it down. But I think one of my dogs that been staying consistent until you saw Trayvon Diggs is Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Waddle, let's go.
He didn't have Trayvon Diggs cover him this week. He got back in the end zone.
Yeah,
nice deep
quick.
one, right?
50-yard.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson, huge, man. Oh, man, he's definitely looking like a big dynasty pick, man. Anyone that's got Justin Jefferson in any of their leagues, continue to fire him up. Javonte Williams going forward,
Get him.
fire him up. Yep, man, and good luck to all you guys on your fantasy teams this week, all right? And this year, going forward.
Trying to get another championship.
I tell people good luck until he play me.
Yes, sir.
All right, so as usual, we're going to cross over into basketball, slide to the NBA a little bit. Jay, why don't you tell us about your favorite NBA team?
Hey, man, being here in Orlando, Florida, gotta rep the Magic, man. Magic
fan.
diehard fan, through the ups, through the downs.
Yeah.
Magic fan all day, man. Orlando got a young team, but it's exciting, man. It's fun.
It is, man.
It's fun with these young guys, these young guards.
How you think they did in the draft this year? Bringing in Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner, huh?
Hey, man, Jalen Suggs was a gift.
Yes,
It
it
was a
was.
gift. Definitely a need. Definitely love Jalen Suggs, man. What he showed in the Final Four in college with Gonzaga. He's a leader, man. He's a leader. He's a hooper.
Yeah.
But the sleeper, like you mentioned, Franz Wagner, man. Who would have thought?
It almost seemed like he was almost a gift at this point in time,
man.
huh?
At first, I was a little skeptical in the draft. I was like, Michigan,
I think a lot of people were.
Yeah, I didn't really know too much about him, honestly. I knew he had his brother, Mo. And I guess there's possibly some chemistry. They can grow together and learn from each other.
They always say the younger brother is always the
Melo, we see that with the Ball brothers. But it's exciting, man. Definitely got a lot of injuries that we're dealing with Jonathan Isaac, coming back. We'll see what happens with
Chuma as well. He just came back.
Banged up. Markelle Fultz. It's rumored, and I saw a little thing on Twitter. He posted that, soon or something. He's coming back soon. We'll see how with the injury guys coming back, how it all meshes and flows.
Shakes out, yeah.
But as far as excitement, as far as, people stepping up, Cole Anthony.
I think that's my biggest thing about
like
Jalen
Cole.
Suggs, that I like that he put a fire under Cole Anthony, didn't he?
Cole
Anthony?
Yes.
I mean, can we talk about maybe most improved player?
Oh, without a doubt, Cole Anthony.
You got anybody else that,
most improved? I don't see it.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I mean, it's still super, super duper early, but man, Cole Anthony taking that leadership role, taking that number one spot in Orlando, saying, this is my team, my city, put it on my back. I love it. The big win against
Huge.
Utah the other night. Huge win, 30 points. I think I saw a stat where he's maybe like the second youngest with a Shaq, a team that with multiple 30-point nights, whole world, man, stepping up. I mean,
Stepping up.
I love it, man.
Is he enough to make the Magic a contender at all? I mean,
I still think it's too soon.
too soon. They still need another piece or
We're still
two.
young, man. We're so young, but we'll fight.
I mean,
we'll
what are they
definitely
gonna
fight.
do when Markelle comes back and John Isaac? At this point in time, it seems like they got a lot of the same kind of players. You know, are they gonna bring Markelle off the bench at this point in time?
I hate to say it that it might be too many of the same thing, and somebody might have to go. I hate to say it. I love the young guys. R.J. Hampton. I love the young guys.
I mean, all the way down to the big men, you know, because even, you know, they had to kind of transition Wendell Carter into a power forward at this point in time because they weren't sure what to do with him and Mo. I feel like they're working out together though, right?
Mo stepped his game up huge.
But how does that work when John Isaac comes back? And Franz Wagner he plays the 3 and the 4, right? So they got a lot of the same pieces, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do when their injuries play out.
It's a good problem to have, but like I said, it might be too much of the same. So,
and then don't forget about R.J. Hampton.
Yeah,
R.J. Hampton.
I said keep RJ and trade Markelle.
Trade Markelle. I like Markelle, man. And for the kid, you know, for his mental health, I like what he was able to, you know, the growth he's had.
Agree.
But he might have to go. John Isaac, I mean, you know, we love him here in Orlando, but what have you done for us?
What have you done for me lately, right?
Right, yeah. So, but as far as the young guys, man, Suggs, Cold World, Wagner, the arrow's pointing up for sure in Orlando.
Arrow's pointing up. I mean, are they possibly a sleeper team? My man Money picked the Wizards a couple weeks ago, and the Wizards are looking like, you know,
cool, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty good call. How you feeling about your Wizards right about now?
I mean, they 4th right now in the East at 7-3, so you know it's a long season, but I like what's going on over there. You know, I give it up to what they're doing because, like I said, you know, I mean, that's what my squad does. The Lakers, you know, we'll go ahead and trade you all future potential talent just to get something.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll leave that topic alone. But you know, obviously, you know. Montrez, he's been playing. He's been doing his thing.
Kyle Kuzma
been doing his thing. Dinwiddie. Bradley Beal, he's starting to get acclimated to his teammates, right? So I like what's going on in Washington.
Some defensive front.
He's come out. He's come out publicly. Bradley Beal has saying that he wants to stay in Washington.
He's finally happy. They finally built a team around him. Imagine that you build a team around your All-Star, right? You know, but. Wizards looking good. Magic's arrows pointing up. I mean, any sleeper you like in the East, possibly?
Sleeper in the East to actually contend. I mean, I guess you can't say they're a sleeper because they were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But Atlanta, man, I like what Atlanta's doing over there.
Elaborate more in Atlanta, man. What's going on in Atlanta? ATL.
You know, Trae Young, man, Ice Trae, you know, doing his thing. Had a big game the other night. Unfortunately, with the loss against, you know, Steph Curry. We'll talk about that. But Ice Trae, man, Cam Reddish coming back is a huge addition. DeAndre Hunter.
I like
Clint
Kevin
Capella.
Huerter over there. He had a big game, 28 points the other night.
Clint Capella. You know, they got pieces. Collins. You know, they got pieces to make some noise.
And I think getting that first playoff win last year really gave him a little bit of confidence coming into this season, right?
Yeah, man. Trae Young in New York in the Garden, that was huge for his career.
That was beautiful.
Huge. Be able to do what he did in there and be the villain. I love it. I love Trae Young, man. Love Trae Young. But as far as other sleepers in the East, man, I mean, the East is so top, you know, upside down right now. You got Milwaukee still. It
really is upside down. Milwaukee's still at the bottom. Atlanta's not really playing up to par. A lot of the teams that, you know, we touched on last week, Chicago, Miami, are really leading the East right now. What's going on with the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks? I mean,
the Brooklyn situation.
How's this East going to shape out?
The Brooklyn situation is tricky. You know, with the whole Kyrie, you know, fiasco they got going on there, man. It's kind of sad in a way. Don't want to get too political, but I still think you're going to have Brooklyn. You're going to have, you know, the Milwaukees, the Phillies, once they figure out the Ben Simmons situation.
Philly's been playing.
Yeah, you're going to have those guys at the top.
Joel Embiid, right?
They're not at the top now, but the Bostons will figure it out.
Young season.
Yeah, it's a
Boston
very
just lost Jaylen Brown for a couple weeks, hamstring injury, so they look like they're gonna.
They've been in the talks about possibly trading for Ben Simmons.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's something I read on Twitter the other night. So, man, look out for the normal guys in the East, the normal teams in the East to step their game up as the season progresses. But it's exciting to see these young teams that you normally don't, see, the New York Knicks, the Detroit Pistons, making some exciting noise. So we'll see. But definitely Atlanta, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, KD, Harden. I mean, those guys could beat anybody.
It's a little early, but I mean, you got a championship pick. Anybody?
Coming out of the East, I mean, it's got to be the Greek Freak, man. It's got to be Milwaukee.
You going Bucks, Lakers? I'm sorry, I just assumed you were going Lakers.
It's hard not to. It's hard not to. Bucks, Lakers. Yeah.
Bucks, Lakers.
So I like Utah, man. I like Utah.
Perfect. That kind of transitions us into the next topic. Tell me about the West. I mean, anybody challenging? I mean, Golden State's 9-1 right now, right? And you like Utah? I mean, Utah. Tell me about the West. What's up? Elaborate a little more on the West. How's that going to shake out?
What Golden State's doing right now is I don't think in the beginning of the season, I don't think we thought. I mean, maybe we forgot. Steph Curry, and Draymond Green, what they were capable of. But Jordan Poole, they're getting some good numbers from Jordan Poole. Golden State could be coming back. They possibly getting Klay Thompson coming back soon. Who knows? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. But as far as the West, like I said, Utah.
But will that really make Golden State more elite, or does it hurt them a little bit?
Yeah, it's a good question.
The chemistry and everything else. He hasn't been.
Gonna be interesting. He hasn't been there in a couple seasons at this point in time.
Yeah, so.
Could possibly. I'm sure when they bring him back, it's not going to be full blown 30 minutes a game. It'll probably be a slow progress. Let him come off the bench. Let him get his feet wet.
Luckily, he's a shooter, so he should be able to adapt.
Right corner and just shoot.
Yeah, exactly. Golden State is a popular pick nowadays. Lakers are probably the favorite. Any team in the West that you see maybe sneaking in that playoff spot?
Sleeper team. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's just when it's gonna happen. But Minnesota Timberwolves, man.
Ooh, nice pick.
Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, you get Anthony Edwards last year as a rookie. Great year. Got Karl Anthony Towns continually getting better. You got D'Angelo Russell stepping his game up.
I like the element that Patrick Beverly brings to that
Beverly's
team,
addition, another defensive gritty leader. And it's time for Minnesota to step up to the plate and say,
we've given you enough pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's so many young core pieces you can build around. Do the Phoenix Suns thing and take that next step into the upper echelon in the West.
I like it.
It's time.
I like it. So Minnesota possibly sneaking into the 7th, 8th spot.
Yeah, bottom half of the
that's respectable.
For sure,
that's respectable. Sure. You mentioned the Anthony Edwards, rookie of the year last year. Who do you like for rookie of the year this year?
I mean, me being biased, Jalen Suggs, of course, but he hasn't clicked yet. He's still, it's coming. But Scottie Barnes, man. Scottie Barnes is the guy that we thought as Magic fans we were going to be left with,
right?
Because we thought Jalen Suggs was going to go, but he's turning out to be the pretty much do-it-all kind of guy over there.
He is, man.
He missed two games and still came back to consistency. He was playing that product.
They're trusting him over there. Right? I think they're really deciding to turn the team over to him.
But one thing to take note of, as the season progresses, that I believe Pascal Siakam should be back.
I believe he just came back last game.
Okay, yeah. So we'll see how that flows because they very similar play style.
Right.
Scottie Barnes has a little bit more playmaking ability, but
They got a lot of guys over there in Toronto that it kind of scares me. A lot of guys that play the same position. Scottie Barnes, Pascal Siakam. They got Ken Burke, Chris Boucher. They still got Precious Achua, right? They got too many bigs over there.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
I say if I'm a Toronto fan, I'm trading one or two of those bigs trying to get me another guard, right?
To go to a new team.
Yeah.
I think that's a good selling point for them. They try to trade somebody where you can get some return goods.
Yeah. I don't see.
The East is wide open right now, so we'll see what they do. But definitely Scottie Barnes in the conversation. I mean, you got your Jalen Greens out of in Houston. You're gonna make some noise. Like I said, it's a very, very, very young season. But right now, I mean, honestly, probably one of the best rookies is right here in Orlando with Franz Wagner, man.
Hey, don't sleep on the Wagner boys.
Yeah, he's playing very, very well right now.
I like it.
I love it.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him, get a vote or two in the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Why not?
That's a homer pick. I mean, that's just me.
Homer pick. Hey, so we got your Rookie of the Year pick. What you like for MVP this year, though?
Oh man, it's early.
It's
super early, man.
But it seems like Steph's really planting.
His flag down.
Yeah,
he's coming back. He said, "Hey, in case y'all forgot, Steph for sure. Steph Curry for sure is definitely got to be the conversation. Super early, 9-1. They're doing their thing, but talk about what Luka Doncic, what he's doing over there in Dallas.
Can't forget about Luka.
Luka's definitely
still third in the West, I think, right?
Yeah.
So
he's going to put together a great year, MVP caliber year. Got to throw him in the conversation. Got to throw Giannis, the Greek freak, for sure, 100%. Once Milwaukee figures it out and gets things rolling, of course, absolutely.
I like it.
One of the Brooklyn boys for sure, whether it's KD, Harden.
If not both, right?
If not both. But yeah, definitely Luka. Definitely right now, Luka and Steph Curry, number one by far.
Awesome.
Good picks.
Well, there's also the Joker. You can't forget about him. He just got suspended for one game. Crazy little situation over there with Marquise, right?
Man, that was wild, man.
That was insane, yeah.
A shot, straight up blocking the back. I thought it was a little uncalled for, man. But yeah, definitely Joker.
But argumentatively, I love what my man Shaq said. He said, "If you're gonna hit me, don't turn your back on me.
That is
Whether
true.
you're looking at me or you turn your back on me, I'm coming for you."
That is true. That situation has definitely exploded up to another level, man. On Twitter, back and forth with the Morris brothers and the Jokic brothers.
Hey, don't be surprised if
Going back and forth
when the Clippers play Denver, Marcus don't try to get a shot in on Joker
Yeah.
too. Hey, don't be surprised, right?
This is true, man. That was a wild situation. I wasn't the guy that got hit, but kind of looked like he was kind of settling it a little bit too much.
He almost did, right?
Yeah.
Looked like he kind of.
would have maybe knocked the wind out of him or something.
possibly, maybe.
Well, if you look at it and you see the way his right leg kind of shifted, he could have really dropped an injury to his knee or something
This
like
is
that.
true.
It could've- Yeah, so
I don't want to say
it was uncalled
he was
for.
faking it, but
Yeah.
it didn't look that.
Yeah.
But
We all
we got to talk about
Yeah.
it. We gotta talk about
We all
it.
took big shots in our life.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
But it looks like Denver, is definitely a good pick over there in the West as well. Right?
Yeah, they lost Michael Porter Jr., but Aaron Gordon addition should supplement
Suffice,
that pretty well.
I mean, you would think so. What did Aaron really do for us, right?
But everybody that leaves Orlando ends up
Some type of superstar.
all-star, superstar, championship, multiple.
Yeah, the Lakers, we tend to take a lot of y'all picks. Go ahead and cop it. Shit, real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah,
Ain't
for
nothing.
sure.
Yeah,
We
but
appreciate y'all.
looks like the MVP conversation could go any way. We got Steph, we got the Joker, there's Luka, Brooklyn
Giannis.
boys. Don't forget about Giannis and the Greek freak. Hey man, look, Jay, Big J, man,
Thank you, guys.
bro, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. We love the knowledge, dude.
100.
J Money, as
Thanks for having me,
usual.
guys.
Thanks for being on the show.
Happy Veterans Day out there, veterans.
Happy Veterans Day to my man Jay and all the other veterans out there. Thank you guys for watching the show. Like and subscribe us on YouTube. Check us out at sportjv.com. SportJV1 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'd like to leave you guys all on a little note for everybody that watched. My man Justin Tucker said it best. It's always about managing your feelings and managing your emotions, no matter the stage you're on. Thanks for joining the show. We appreciate you guys watching.